SI, which is that sacroiliac area. It's not really a joint, but it's this area, and it's the low back, and then we have the pelvis, right? And so her low back is a little tense because of being in heat, and that's completely fine. So we're gonna see that. She's gonna dip a little bit, I'm assuming. Doesn't really want me to work on it. And there we're gonna go. We're gonna just hold that for a little bit. And there's a lot of rippling going on. Rippling, a lot of it just means fasciculation, and that's just releasing those muscles, getting them moving. Always a good girl. And her hind end muscles are usually pretty soft. Doesn't have a ton of tension there, but we might see a few bits. We have these hamstring muscles, so we have the semimembranosus, that's the one that's closest to the tail. And then we have the semitendinosus that comes down here. Then we have the biceps femoris. They sort of wrap around, that goes down the leg like this. Then we have the medial gluteal, that's the top one right here. We have the superficial one that's underneath the medial, and that wraps down here. And then we have the deep gluteus, and that's just super deep. I can't reach that. Oh, she's stepping into me. That's a really good sign. So we have the tensor fasciae latae coming down here, which actually the other day I was at my chiropractor, and she was like, oh yeah, your tensor fasciae latae on your left leg is really, really tight, and that's why your knee is giving you troubles. And so she gave me a stretch, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly where that is on the horse. So that comes down here. And if this is tight, which actually it's a little tight in here. So she's having the same issues as I am, which is not actually that surprising. Oh, it's a good girl. She's like, can you dig deeper, Mom? And she started yawning, so there was a nice release there. Quad muscles, right, they connect to the knee. So all of these are connecting, which the knee is our stifle region. I don't actually feel that much in the stifle. I like to feel for the tendons and ligaments and make sure that there's no restriction in the blood flow. And that's what I'm doing right here. And she just doesn't really have any issues, which is great. Super glad about that. But again, all these muscles work together to create that hind end action and to be able to hold them. So my goal is having her underneath when she can pick up her shoulders, and we can do, say for example, a pirouette, right? That's something that I'm gonna have to teach her. And she's doing a little bit of it, but it's still a little bit hard to keep her shoulders up and the movement going. SI, which is that sacroiliac area. It's not really a joint, but it's this area, and it's the low back, and then we have the pelvis, right? And so her low back is a little tense because of being in heat, and that's completely fine. So we're gonna see that. And she's gonna dip a little bit, I'm assuming. Doesn't really want me to work on it. And there we're gonna go. We're gonna just hold that for a little bit. And there's a lot of rippling going on. Rippling, a lot of it just means fasciculation, and that's just releasing those muscles, getting them moving. The other muscle that she really always needs to be worked on is her psoas muscle and her iliopsoas muscle. Now, those muscles are very deep, like that deep gluteus muscle, and they're very, very close to each other. Those muscles are super important for the hind end to be connected to the back. So, I can't actually access them, but I can't actually touch them, right, with my hands because they're so deep, but I can release them by doing a specific point right here where that hip is. And so I'm gonna press in, and she's probably gonna move a decent amount. And this is that psoas muscle, and you see how she's uncomfortable in it, but she will release at some point. I'm just gonna wait. And I do this actually quite frequently with her. This will be one just to relax her pelvis and her lower back a lot of the times. And then I'm gonna rub it out. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Yeah, I know. And then I'm gonna go into that iliopsoas muscle. A little bit more tense in that area. Oh, oh, Mom, it hurts. It's uncomfortable. I know, but guess what? We're gonna relax that area. Relaxing that area also helps with her cramps. Like if she has cramps, which I'm pretty sure she does, just being in heat, relaxing those muscles can help tremendously. There you go. And again, this area is very sensitive. You have to be careful when you do that. You got to be really knowledgeable what you're feeling and how deep you go. Every horse is different. It's not something you play around with, okay? So, yeah, I mean, I can teach all day, but that doesn't mean that any average person really, really wants to do that because that area is so sensitive. It's very close to the flank area. Yeah, where all of a sudden, oh shoot, she could kick, right? I know her super well, and she's already tried to kick a couple times, but yeah, she respects me. Hi, I know you do respect me. So I'm just gonna take a peek at this thoracic serratus. See if we have, so she's still a little uncomfortable, but immediate, there, put that blood down. So again, when I'm doing that, where is my hand? My right hand's here. You have to be really careful with certain areas, especially with her, but every horse. Every horse has their area that's going to be a little bit more challenging or more uncomfortable for them. So I'm pressing on painful spots. They're going to react, just like we would. So I'm going to check it again. See if she's got a relaxation. Soft, gentle, mild pressure. And she's wary, but there's a release. That licking and chewing. And that leg comes up because she is still sort of uncomfortable in there. But I haven't worked on this area in a little while. And she did work out really, really hard the other day. As a wrap up, this is Mel Hitchcock with Mel's Equestrian Services. I love to help you and your horse succeed through equine massage, professional body clipping, and dressage training. You can find me on my website at melsequestrianservices.com, as well as Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Mel's Equestrian Services. I hope you take a look and have a wonderful day.